What is going on, mi gente? The Ravens have arrived
A raven came from the citadel.
with big news regarding the next HBO's Game of Thrones spin-off show. We have the official casting for the lead roles of Ser Duncan the Tall and his squire Egg in A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the Hedge Knight. But before we get to that in a second, let me remind you guys that Binging Dragons is a podcast where we talk Game of Thrones universe projects like A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms in this case, A Song of Ice and Fire book series, The Last of Us, and many other geek stuff to come. If that is something that you enjoy, I would very much appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Now let's break down the big news regarding the first casting announcements for the show. And we'll start off with Peter Claffey, who has been casted as Ser Duncan the Tall, followed by Dexter Soul Ansel as the Squire Egg. The show is based on three very popular novellas by the awesome George R.R. Martin, known as The Tales of Duncan Egg. But later on, all three were compiled into one book, now known as A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. The story follows Ser Duncan the Tall and his young Squire Egg, and the basic premise of the story is that it is set nearly a century before the events of A Game of Thrones, Book 1 of A Song of Ice and Fire, during a time where the Targaryen line was still sitting on the Iron Throne and the memory of the last dragon had yet to pass. If you have been following me, you know that I have been reading A Song of Ice and Fire for the very first time, so I have yet to start A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. But believe me when I tell you, I am very much excited for this show and to read the novellas, as I've always been told by my fellow A Song of Ice and Fire friends how good it is. Now, going back to the TV show news, I'm sure that HBO ultimately decided to go with this story for their next spin-off series thanks to the extremely positive response to The Last of Us TV show. The only reason I say that, it's because of the theme of the lone wolf and cub that we got with Ellie and Joel in The Last of Us. We could pretty much get something similar, but make it Game of Thrones. The show is set to premiere in late 2025, meaning we will not have to wait 2+ years to be back in the Game of Thrones universe. And that makes me really damn happy. And it'll only get better because there are a lot of other projects like Aegon's Conquest, Corlys's, as in Corlys Velaryon's 9 Voyages, and so much more that is being planned by HBO. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel for more A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms news and talk. I hope to see you guys in the next one. In the meantime,
على مرجولس